Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. What's up? Happy Saturday. Welcome to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and this is the show where the news is the conspiracy. And of course, what that means is that, we can't take a damn thing for any kind of truth that comes from actual mainstream media. For instance, by the way, I saw that tweet, Bailey, about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Speaking of which, they tried to make it about people of color, didn't they? They tried to make it about racism, didn't they? They tried to make it about all the crazy things, didn't they? However, it had nothing to do with any of those things, did it? Did it? No, it was about a movement. It was about gun control. It was about all kinds of different things. But except, it was the media made it about everything other than what it was. And what it was a self-defense trial about a particular individual in a particular set of circumstances. Simple as that. Simple as that. So I'm not going to get into that trial and all the rest of that stuff and blah, 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 because it's just, it's their narrative. It's their narrative. And when I say all that other BS, don't mind me. I'm not saying racism is bad or doesn't exist. Of course it's bad. And of course it does exist and all that other stuff. I know people would try and put words in my mouth. I'm just saying that if you try and turn things into things they're not, well, guess what? It means you're dishonest. And, welcome to the media. And that's how they do things, and it sucks. It sucks. And so that's just the way it is. And that's why we do this show, because it's proof. This is proof there are ways to look at news cycles without being a political asshole, let's say. I think that's probably the best way to put it. And, it doesn't matter what you think about that trial. You weren't on trial. You know what I mean? In the end, it doesn't matter. But, of course, they try and politicize it and all the rest of the stuff and blah, 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 blah. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, that's cool, right? The Discord live event thing pops up and says, "Yo, you're missing it. Where you at, man? What's up? How you doing, buddy? I see you there." All right, so the reason why we do the show is exactly for that reason. It's just that I'm not going to do any kind of investigative anything. I don't have time for that shit, to be perfectly honest. But I am going to look at some news cycles and look at some interesting news that doesn't get enough coverage because, that's the way it works, right? If you can't politicize it, you can't spin it, you can't racialize it, you can't use it to divide people, you can't do this, you can't do that with it, it isn't news. And I disagree 100%, and that's why we do this show. So this show started as part of a thing called Troubled Minds Radio, which we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at, that's right, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And we talk about all kinds of weird shit. We talk about drinking the maybe juice and, talking about, what's up? Speak of the devil, we talk about portals and Lovecraftian old ones. What's up, Night Stalker? I see you there. And we're hanging out, chilling. Look at that. Look at FGC Spiral. I see you, buddy. Don't act like you're incognito. I know who you are. What's up, buddy? All right, so the thing is this, right? This show spawned from that show, and then, because there was just too much news to talk about, so this became its own thing. And here we are doing our own thing, talking about whatever we want. And as a result of that, I did say our own thing, because this is not my show, this is our show. If you want to be part of this particular show, or any particular show that I do on Troubled Minds or otherwise, you can give us a call, 702-957-1037. We're watching the phone lines, and of course the Discord at troubledminds.org, and you can click the Discord link at troubledminds.org. And Discord's a chat client, it's a voice client, it's an amazing program, completely free. And oops, we don't want the static back, we want that back. Okay, so that's what's going on. That's what the world is all about, according to this man right here. And don't forget, this man right here is truly a human being and not an alien. I've been called an alien or worse. and I'm just one opinion. So this is not really an opinion show. Of course, it leaks out because I am human. But don't ever take anything I say as gospel. Like always double check, triple check, make sure that I could be fooled too, right? I'm no expert other than kind of an expert of my own. Let's say I'm not an expert of anything. That's probably better. An expert in my dreams. How about that? That's what I meant. So anyway, don't go run to the press and say Michael Strange said it, so it must be true. Well, no, go double check and triple check, and then make up your own mind whether it's true. And that's that. All right. So, and as a result of that, I always list my sources. So if you want to be really super diligent and go and fact check me, fine. I'm not trying to hide anything, and I'll show you my sources as well. So let's go. My sources not being people, sources being the news media and the interwebs. Okay, let's go. Let's start here. Let's do this. Now, I thought this was pretty curious, right? We always talk about the fact that there may be life on Mars, right? Well, check out how wild this is. This is pretty wild. And we talk about NASA cover-ups, and this is the type of shit right here that makes you go, oh, I see. So they're not covering things up because they tell us so. I get it. All right, check this out. This is nuts. This is from Science Alert. Scientists warn about false fossils present on Mars. False fossils, guys. False fossils. When looking for signs of life on Mars, we need to look out for false fossils that may be abundant on the red planet, according to a new study. Mars rover Perseverance lists among its mission objectives a first for red planet exploration. The robotic explorer has been tasked with searching for signs of ancient microbial life on the dusty, dry planet. Tiny microfossils that would be evidence that Mars was once habitable. They would need that would indeed be an astounding, incredible discovery. But the new paper urges caution in interpreting what we find in both this and future sources. According to astrobiologist Sean McMahon of the University of Edinburgh, and geobiologist Julie Cosmides at the University of Oxford in the UK, scientists will have to keep an eye out for non-biological mineral deposits that look a heck of a lot like fossils. That's weird. That's super weird. According to I already read that. In the new paper, the pair have outlined dozens of non-biological or abiotic processes that can produce pseudofossils, structures that look like fossils of microscopic organisms, like those they may have once existed on Earth. Quote, at some stage, a Mars rover will almost certainly find something that looks a lot like a fossil, so being able to confidently distinguish these from structures and substances made by chemical reactions is vital, McMahon said. For every type of fossil out there is at least one non-biological process that creates very similar things. So there is a real need to improve our understanding of how these form. Oh, so we don't know how they form, but what we're trying to tell you is they're false fossils, right? You get it? You see what's going on here? Do you see what's really happening here? Oops, let me, damn it. Okay, well, I just rearranged my buttons in a bad way. But okay, you see what I mean? This is strange. This is one of those ones where you're like, wait, so are they saying that there's no chance whatsoever that they'll find an actual fossil on Mars? Because, I mean, really? Really? Does that surprise anybody? It kind of surprises me a little bit because it's I don't know. Anyway, they're allowed their opinion, of course, in the science and follow the science and all the things, right? All the things. But it is curious that this is like, well, by the way, we expect to find these things, and when we do, I promise you, they're definitely not fossils, right? No fossils to see here, because that would just be weird. That would be a step too far, and there's no fossils on Mars, right? Does anybody think there's actual fossils on Mars? I think there's probably fossils on Mars. Like actual ones, like large ones. I don't know about, T-Rex or something, but, right, it would be an alien, whatever it was. I don't know. I think there's probably fossils on Mars. And so, well, even though I don't have a rover up there and a telescope that reaches to Mars, well, I can tell you just using basic common sense that it stands to reason a planet that's billions of years old may have fossils. That's controversial, isn't it? That's ridiculous, Michael Strange. How dare you? How dare you, as Greta would say. No, come on. So we're literally just taking a part of the scientific equation out and saying, well, if we find any of this stuff, it's not this stuff. That's again, this is why we can't have nice things, guys. This is why we can't have nice things. Here's another reason why we can't have nice things. Let's go to the New York Slimes, and here we go. There we go. What's up? Martian dinosaurs will be pretty fun disclosure, right? Wouldn't that be sick? You bust out the whatever the Martian equivalent of the T-Rex is, and you like unveil it to the public, pull the sheet off the thing, the reconstructed bone structure. That'd be amazing, right? Anyway, screw those guys. Screw those guys because they don't have an open enough mind to be scientists. Sorry, screw off. Like, sure, fine, it could be those things, but it could be the other things too, right? That you admit in the damn thing there, they look like each other, so why could one not be the other? Because you say so before you even saw it? Yeah, that's right. Think about that. Think about that. Before we even see it, we're telling you it's not what you think this is. All right. Anyway, let's go to the New York Slimes. FBI agents become CIA operatives and secret overseas prisons. Yeah. Lawyers disclosed the unusual arrangement in evidentiary hearings to prepare for the September 11th trial at Guantanamo Bay. Now, check this out. In the torturous history of the U.S. government's black sites, the FBI has long been portrayed as acting with a strong moral compass. Okay. Its agents, disgusted with the violence they saw at a secret CIA prison in Thailand, walked out, enabling the Bureau to later deploy clean teams untainted by torture or to interrogate the 5 men accused of conspiring the attacks of September 11, 2001. Clean teams. That would be, people that show up with a clipboard and ask you, so were you present on the day the towers fell, sir? Right? And ask nicely and not, with a whip and a chain and a water board or whatever the hell this is, right? So anyway, but new information emerged this week in the September 11th case that undermines that FBI narrative. No, you don't say. Wow. Color me shocked. The two intelligence agencies secretly arranged for 9 FBI agents. Now check this out. Now this is wild. The two intelligence agencies secretly arranged for 9 FBI agents to temporarily become CIA operatives in the overseas prison network where the spy agency used torture to interrogate its prisoners. So it's like, okay, look, this is the deal. So you're part of the FBI, which means you do not have authority to torture people, right? And so they're like, okay, but we need you to. So we're going to grant you this temporary badge of torture called the CIA operative. Blunk! Congratulations. All right, go whoop some ass. Go take a bat with spikes on and go start beating people's asses. Go get it, you newly appointed CIA agent. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? This is so dumb. Clearly in a number of ways here, it's like, okay, well, the FBI is just the bastion of truth and justice in the American way. Get out of here. Come on. And then, of course, suddenly you give them the dumb badge and everything changes and they're allowed to just go beat people's asses with impunity. Yeah. Outside of oversight, right? Yeah, I mean, get out of here. This is dumb. Anyway, so this came out in court as part of the discovery process. And so, here we go. So this is exactly why we can't have nice things, right? This is exactly why we can't have nice things, and this is not good. And like I said, beating people's asses with impunity is not a good thing. I don't care who you are. And there you go. For all the haters out there that are like, Michael Strange, he's a terrorist. He's going to start a movement, and they're going to be the next January 6th insurrection. No, fuck off. These are the people you need to worry about right here. The people they deem CIA agents so they could beat people's asses. Those are the people you need to worry about, not me, because this is wrong, right? You get it? I said it. This is wrong. All right. Anyway, let's keep on trucking. Happy Saturday. How's everybody? Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. And what do we got? Where are we at time-wise? I think we're good. We got time for a quick commercial before we get to this one. A word from our sponsor, which, of course, is you.
Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us.
All right, let's keep on trucking. We got interestingengineering.com reports this. How Earth's magnetic field flip will impact life on our planet. Yeah. Now we're in business. Blah blah blah. Okay. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Here we go. The solar wind is okay. Blah, blah, blah. Let me back up. There's a whole lot of blah 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 in this video. All right, so the Earth's magnetic field is a magnetic field that originates in its core. We all know the theories here. The reason why Earth has a magnetic field is due to its solid iron core that is surrounded by an ocean of hot liquid metal, which generates an electronic current as it moves. I'm reading fast because this is boring until it gets to the good part. The magnetic field shields the planet from the effects of the solar wind, and this is what allows life on Earth to exist. The solar wind is full of charged particles, magnetic clouds, and radiation, which would severely damage any life that might exist. Earth's magnetic field, or magnetosphere, serves as a shield, deflecting and redirecting the solar wind. In fact, when the solar wind slams into the magnetosphere, it produces the aurora borealis, the northern and southern lights in the polar regions. When charged particles from the sun strike the... Okay, blah, 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 blah. All right, here's what will happen, right? We've talked about this in the past. We did a whole show on this, matter of fact, but it is interesting that they're still trying to figure out what all of this really is. So the last flip of Earth's magnetic poles occurred around 42,000 years ago and was accompanied by a weakening in the magnetic field, which is believed to have caused a global environmental crisis towards the end of the glacial period. This short magnetic reversal is known as the Lashkamp excursion. Lashkamp, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Because the first evidence of the event was discovered in the Lashkamp lava flows, French Massif Central in the Massif. Excuse my French, literally, in the 1960s. The ozone layer damage caused by the severe weakening of the Earth's magnetic field during the Lashkamp event may have led to drastic changes in weather patterns. These changes may in turn have led to the extinction of the most megafauna species and perhaps even the Neanderthals. Oh, no, not those guys. Okay, let's see. Anyway, however, other instances of the flipping of the magnetic fields do not seem to be accompanied by any drastic changes in plant or animal life. In fact, given the frequency with which the field has flipped over time, estimated to be at least hundreds of times over the past 3 billion years, the event is unlikely to have affected the ability of life to exist on Earth. All right. So they're still trying to figure out exactly what the hell's happening with this. And because as we've noticed and just paying attention to things, we've news cycles, of course, and scientific papers and all the rest of this, we've noticed that the actual magnetic North Pole is drifting quite a bit at sort of an alarming, unprecedented rate in modern times anyway. And so it's starting to make people believe that this is about to happen, that this whole magnetic field will flip. And interestingly, now they're trying to say that it coincided with some extinction events with the megafauna and the Neanderthals, as it were. So, well, I don't know. You tell me. Do you think this is real? Do you think this is not real? Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. Oh, no, I didn't. If you want to be a part of the show, love to hear your thoughts on this. 702-957-1037. And let's keep on trucking, shall we? There's more. There's always more. Let's go to this. This is from the Daily Mail, which, again, is better than the New York Slimes, by the way, because, less propaganda, if you can believe that. If you can believe that. All right, check this out. This is wild. As we know, Ghislaine Maxwell is the partner there of Jeffrey Epstein and the child trafficking and all the rest of this crap. All right. Anyway, Ghislaine Maxwell's accuser was paid 40,000 British pounds to set up Tom Parker Bowles' in 1999 cocaine sting. Remember when we brought up that article a ways back and they were talking about Jeffrey Epstein being a super fixer? Remember that term, a super fixer? Meaning that, of course, he had dirt on everybody, and if they needed somebody to go down in a fiery media ball of flame and end up in jail because they were an actual inconvenient truth to the rest of the world, then they were able to set people up because Epstein and his network was a super fixer. All right. Now we have another perfect example of this. Ghislaine Maxwell's accuser, right, was paid. So this was one of the sex trafficker people that was, commandeered, coerced, all the things to have sex with elites, was paid 40,000 British pounds to set up this guy with a cocaine sting. Now listen to this. Let's see. The woman, who cannot be named for legal reasons, is expected to appear as a witness for the prosecution at Maxwell's trial, which is due to start November 29th, which is coming up, and is set to be the trial of the century. But according to the Telegraph, it has now come to light that the woman was paid up to 40,000 British pounds, I love that, British sterling, to help a tabloid newspaper set up Mr. Parker Bowles, son of the Duchess of Cornwall, as part of a well-publicized sting in 1999. I had to look it up. I was like, who the fuck is this guy, Tom Parker Bowles? I don't know who this guy is. And sure enough, Tom Henry Charles Parker Bowles is a British food writer and critic. Parker Bowles is the author of 7 cookbooks, and in 2010 won the Guild of Food Writers 2010 award for his writings on British food. Yum. He is known for his appearances as a judge in numerous television food series and for his reviews of restaurant meals around the UK and overseas for GQ, Esquire, and The Mail on Sunday. Parker Bowles is the son of Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, and Andrew Parker Bowles. All right, there you go. Wait, is that the guy? Is that the same guy? Tom Parker? Yeah, okay, same guy. Anyway, whatever. Interesting, though, here's your super fixers, right? So they're allowed to, like, traffic cocaine and do all the things, right? Except, well, when they become inconvenient. So it kind of makes you wonder how this individual, Tom Parker Bowles, was actually needed to be hyperfixed. You know what I'm saying? Did he have a big mouth? What was he saying? Was he giving out details of government stuff that he shouldn't have been? Like, what was actually happening here? I think that's the part of this that's a little bit weird. And so I don't know. But this is exactly the type of thing that we're talking about. That all these fools, they're all CIA linked, right? They're all linked into these networks that have, just a huge influence on world influence, on people of influence, right? A huge influence on people of influence in these networks. And that's why they said Epstein was a hyperfixer. And that's exactly why they allowed him to get away with the shit he was getting away with, because they were using that as a way to undermine people. And that's what's happening. And so, yeah, anyway, I thought it was pretty interesting. I wonder what this dude did, Tom Parker Bowles, and this cocaine sting, where they needed to go get him, because clearly, oh, shocker, somebody, a royalty of the royal family, the British crown, is snorting coke or selling coke or whatever. Yeah, shocker, right? Is anybody shocked about that? Of course not. That's like the most like tame thing they're probably guilty of, right? And so it's like, no shit. But, well, what did it take for this hyperfixer network to have to go after this guy and try and set him up for a cocaine sting in 1999? So that's the question. That's the question here. And what, Anyway, so let's there you go. Tom Parker Bowles. I never knew who this dude was until today. But it ought to be interesting to see, as things like this start to come out of this trial, if Ghislaine Maxwell didn't kill herself, if you know what I'm saying. So we'll see. There's my prediction, and she's probably going to get COVID in jail, right? And it's going to be a horrific thing, and they're not going to be able to bring her back, and it's just going to be, well, awfully convenient, right? Awfully convenient. So anyway, so we'll keep an eye on this as it develops. Again, the trial is beginning November 29th. So we'll keep an eye on the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, which of course is exactly what they did to Epstein. So they offed him, so all this stuff didn't come out in court. So, well, either they're going to dance around this beautifully and not allow, some really incriminating evidence to come out about, all your favorite politicians, by the way. You know who they are. I'm not going to mention any names, but that's the type of thing that we're talking about here. So this is the very first one, the first name that comes out. Tom Parker Bowles set up in a 1999 cocaine sting. I don't know who the fuck he is, nor do I care. But let's see what other names get dragged into this mud and as this continues. So there you go. There you go. If you guys want to be part of the show, you have comments on this or anything else, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. TroubledMinds.org. Click the Discord link. Let's keep on trucking, shall we? Let's go to the express.co.uk. Yep. Now we have a prediction. All right. We have here's you guys. Okay, we don't do doomsday predictions on this show because I think they're in bad taste. But well, we got this guy. He says there's a doomsday prediction. Yellowstone warning as mega volcano gearing up to explode. Nothing you could do. Sweet. All right, so here we go. The subheadline is this. Yellowstone is one of the biggest volcanoes in the world, with scientists convinced that it's gearing up to explode one day in the near future. Boom. All right, well, anyway, so the next eruption is expected to have catastrophic worldwide effects and was explored during What If's short documentary, What If the Yellowstone Volcano Erupted Tomorrow? Yeah, more volcano stuff, exactly, right? I read that. The narrator noted, right now, in the U.S., one of the world's largest volcanoes is gearing up to explode. If Yellowstone decided to erupt, the results would be devastating. It has erupted 3 times in the past 3 million years, which has led people to wonder whether we should be worried about another eruption in the near future. But if the eruption took place tomorrow and you lived in North America, there would be virtually nothing you could do to prepare. Yeah, anyway, in geological and volcanic terms, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess depends on how you look at it, near future can mean hundreds of thousands of years away. And here we are. However, the documentary went on to look at the potential lava output, noting that Yellowstone would likely produce little in the way of lava flows. Well, that's a shame. How the hell do we get fire and brimstone without any fire and brimstone? I want a refund. I demand a recount. This is BS. Anyway, it would then much of Yellowstone's magma wouldn't turn into lava because of the intensity. I can't read it. Intensity of an eruption would force most of it to shoot into the sky. It would then become airborne ash particles, small scorching pieces of jagged rock. All right, that sounds pretty fire and brimstone. I guess we can roll with that. This alone would affect more or less the whole of the U.S. and Canada, and also, by the way, would be China's wet dream. I digress. So here we are. As far as this goes, we'll see, I guess. Cross your fingers something like this doesn't go down. 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Yes. All right. Let's continue, shall we? What time is it? Oh, yep. Almost there. Let's do this real quick, and then we'll Well, we're going to file this under how could this go wrong? How could this go wrong? Let's go here. This is from phys.org, phys.org. Breeding plants with genes from one parent. Huh. Weird. Scientists are a step closer to breeding plants with genes from only one parent. New research led by the plant biologists at the University of California, Davis, published November 19th in Science Advances, shows the underlying mechanism behind eliminating half the genome and could make for easier and more rapid breeding of crop plants with desirable traits such as disease resistance. Aren't we led to believe that the reason they do genes with two parents is because, diversification of genetics? I mean, what happened with... Anyway, whatever. I digress. The work stems from a discovery made over a decade ago by the late Simon Chan, Associate Professor of Plant Biology in the UC Davis of Biological Sciences, and colleagues. Plants, like other sexual organisms, that's hot, inherit a matching set of chromosomes from each parent. In order to transmit a favorable trait, such as pest or drought resistance to all their offspring, the plant would then have to carry the same genetic variant on each chromosome. By creating plants that breed true in this way can take generations of crossbreeding. Oh, I see. All right, so we can just skip the hard work and just cut straight to the genetic chase and make them exactly like we want to make them. And like I said, let's file this under how could this go wrong. So in 2010, Jan and postdoctoral fellow Ravi, oh my goodness, Maruthachalam, there you go. I'll never say it again. Serendipitously, I'll say that again, discovered a way to eliminate the genetic contribution from one parent while breeding the lab plant Arapidodosis, whatever. Anyway, they had don't make me pronounce big words. Okay. Anyway, the thing is this: how could this go wrong? Right? I mean, we're as we get closer and closer to playing God more and more with the CRISPR and all these things, we're talking about breeding plants with genes from only one parent, and then of course, Pharrell, how close is that to cloning in and of itself? I don't know. You tell me. Weird. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so as we do this and get to the bottom of the hour here, you guys know what that means. We're going to take a quick break. You are listening to Troubled Minds News, and I'm your host, Michael Strange. Don't go anywhere. More after the break. All right, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and I'm sipping some iced coffee, and we are about to continue with the news. Well, this news anyway. All right, now not to dunk on anybody when they're down, but here you go. Here's your local news from Las Vegas. We have the Henry Ruggs III, I believe is his name was. Is that his name? Anyway, who had an unfortunate DUI incident. Let me pull that up so I get his name appropriate. If you want to be part of the show, 702-957-1037. Let's see. But so this actually has a here it is. All right, here. Okay, let's start with this. Right here. We're going to start with this. Henry Ruggs III booked after fatal car accident, facing 20 years in prison. This was the dude for the Raiders. What was he? A receiver, right? Wide receiver, right here in Las Vegas. So he was actually driving at approximately, I think it was 168 miles per hour at 3 a.m. on a 45 mile an hour speed limit road, which is out here. It's 45 miles an hour on most of the roads because, anyway, blah, blah, blah. So, 168 miles an hour, right? And he smacked into an SUV which had a 23-year-old woman in it and her dog. And, of course, they exploded in a ball of fire. But for whatever reason, this guy and his girlfriend survived with minor injuries, right? Isn't that the way it always works? And his Corvette didn't explode in a ball of fire. Odd. Anyway, so with that said, kind of just pointing at this. And, in other local Las Vegas news, Las Vegas police officer facing DUI charge for driving drunk in police vehicle. Yeah, right. There you go. There's your for your defund campaign. That's what you get, right? Unfortunate, but this is the way the world works, doesn't it? A Las Vegas Metropolitan Police officer is accused of driving a police vehicle while drunk in September, according to an impaired driving report. LVMPD, that'd be Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, dispatch got radio traffic that was suspicious and not readable from a department vehicle around 12:26 a.m. on September 3rd, the report states. Two sergeants at the Northwest Area Command started looking for their car, a 2016 Chevy Impala, and learned Officer Michael Carral had the vehicle. When called, he said he was on his way back to the station, according to the report. He arrived between 1:15 and 1:20 a.m., and the two sergeants called on two other officers, including one who was acting the traffic sergeant, and they could smell a strong odor of an unknown intoxicating beverage coming from Officer Carral. Anyway, like I said, I come from a family of police officers, by the way, and so I'm just pointing out that it goes both ways, and you can't take anything as a fact based on what people are, whether it's their jobs or whether it's their skin color or whether it's their socioeconomic status or whatever it happens to be. There are good people and bad people in all walks of life, and I'm sorry if that's controversial, but I'm sticking to it. And here we go. Here's a good example of a couple people that made some poor decisions, let's say. And let's hopefully he gets help. And by the way, It's one of those things, too. I do drink the maybe juice, as you guys know, but also I'm very responsible in the sense of when I'm drinking maybe juice, I don't drive. Even one maybe juice, I don't drive. And if I have to drive later, I don't drink maybe juice, right? Like, that's the type of stuff. It's like, right? I mean, it's not hard, I guess, unless it's hard. But just, a reminder, little decisions can have large consequences. And, yeah, so there we go. Don't be that guy, please, or that gal. All right, here we go. Let's see. ABC News reports this. Here we go. What's at stake is obviously the security of our nation. NSA chief says of defending the U.S. from cyber attacks, the security of our nation. Yes. Let's see. How long is this? Let's watch just a little bit of this. It's George Stephanopoulos, who's, well, I'll let you fill in the blank. We'll play Mad Libs today. And let's see what this jerk has to say. Oops, that's the very end of that. We don't want the end of that. We want the beginning of that. Let's hear George Stephanopoulos. Yeah, this jerk. Here we go. Oops. One moment. No audio. Oh, there we go. I was playing video games last night, and so as not to send my audio back to my brother, I muted it. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Let's play that. Let's start over.
Now to our exclusive from inside the National Security Agency, the top secret arm of the Pentagon responsible for electronic spying and stopping hackers from causing mayhem. Our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas was given extraordinary access to the agency's Nerve Center, where TV cameras have never been allowed before. He's reporting from the agency in Annapolis Junction, Maryland. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. We're here at NSA headquarters where we learn more about the largely secret but epic fight going on in the cyber world, a fight that's increasingly reaching into the lives of all Americans.
You're looking at one of the most sensitive and secretive rooms on the planet.
This is military, civilian, contract.
Check that out. Look at the picture. It looks like a sports book in Vegas. It's like, place your bets. Place your bets. Does North Korea launch a rocket today? Shit. That's a Vegas joke. If you've ever been to a Vegas sports book, it looks kind of like that anyway.
This is Department of Defense. This is intelligence community. This is other agencies of our government. And unlimited reach, unlimited.
The NSA Integrated Cyber Center. ABC News is the first network ever allowed to bring cameras inside.
I did want to show you just kind of the layout here.
General Paul Nakasone oversees the world's most powerful electronic spy agency. This room is the nerve center of the NSA and U.S. Cyber Command. Agencies supercharged with the world's most advanced spyware and most creative hackers to peer overseas into virtually anything that has wires.
If you think about what time means in cyberspace, the advantage goes to those that have speed and agility.
We conducted our interview in what's known as the Battle Bridge, the place the general goes in a crisis.
That's our floor. That's where we just were.
I don't mean to be humorous, but it feels very James Bond.
With cyber threats.
Very James Bond, and also very Vegas sportsbook. Anyway, so the whole point of this is what's at stake is obviously the security of our nation, right? Yes, exactly. So ABC was granted exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the Battle Bridge, where the secret spy agency's cyber operations take place, as you saw there. And well, I don't know. Are you impressed? Are you not impressed? Are you not amused? But anyway, there you go. I thought this was pretty interesting that they let cameras into the NSA for just a moment, and it looks like a Vegas sportsbook. There's my take, and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's continue trucking. If you guys have comments on this or anything else, you can be part of the show by dialing this phone number, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. And here we go. Let us continue, shall we? Let's go to this. This is from Republic World. Now, I talked about this the last news show that we did, and I thought it was pretty interesting, but there was no data. I couldn't find the actual paper or anything to back it up. It was from New Scientist when I first found it, and it was the only one I could find, and it was completely paywalled off. So I was a little miffed, but here we go. So satellite data collected in the 1980s might hint at Mystery Planet 9's existence. So as we read from the initial one, the report on it was Monday we did this, it seemed to be that they found a glimpse through satellite data that they saw Nibiru, Planet 9, Planet X, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, here we go. So in his new paper published in the monthly notices of the Royal Astronomical Society, Rowan Robinson suggested that a data set belonging to the 1980s might help in tracing Planet 9, which remains the top hypothetical world till now. He reportedly analyzed observations of the infrared astronomical satellite from 1983 and believes that a data set this old can help locate where the planet is right now. Analysis of the observations revealed that there are more source points where Planet 9 could exist, and these points can narrow down the scale for a more targeted hunt. According to the report by Science Alert, Rowan Robinson wrote in his paper, given the poor quality of the IRAS detections at the very limit of the survey and in a very difficult part of the sky for far infrared detections, the probability of the candidate being real is not overwhelming. However, given the great interest of the Planet 9 hypothesis, in which it would be worthwhile to check whether an object with the proposed parameters and in the region of the sky proposed is inconsistent with the planetary, whatever that word is. All right, anyway, so there you go. There's my big words, aversion to big words. I'm going to just leave it at that. But I thought it was pretty interesting that when this came out, they didn't really have any data. There was no anything to back this up. But I guess so we do have a paper that we can cite on this now, and can we find it? It looks like they didn't link to the paper here, but interestingly, so we'll keep an eye on this because the first one said that they did have data, not just suggesting that we saw Planet 9, actual possible photographs of this thing, satellite images of Nibiru, right? Of actual Planet 9, Planet X, whatever the hell you want to call it, whether Pluto is a planet or not, right? That seems to be a crisis in cosmology as well, but whatevs. Sorry, Pluto. You got demoted. Anyway, so let's keep on trucking, shall we? Let's go to this SciTech Daily. SciTech Daily. Anybody play Battlefield 2042? Play a little bit of that last night. It reminds me of like a nice kind of Halo-ish. Yeah, it was fun. It was their loading times kind of suck, but there you go. Otherwise, yeah, it was not bad. You can drive trucks and blow things up and just smash things and take buildings down. It's pretty fun. Anyway, so that's what I was playing last night in case anybody gives a damn. And if you don't, I totally understand. SciTech Daily. Let's go to this. SciTech Daily is this. Where are we at time-wise? We're all good. We're all fine here now. How are you? All right. Let's do this. This is from SciTech Daily. Not science fiction. Electric propulsion comes of age with Psyche mission to an asteroid. Interesting. When it comes to NASA's Psyche spacecraft, when it comes time for it to power itself through deep space, it'll be more brain than brawn that does the work. Once the stuff of science fiction, the efficient and quiet power of electric propulsion will provide the force that propels the Psyche spacecraft all the way to the main asteroid belt between the metal-rich asteroid, also called Psyche. The photo on the left captures an operating electric Hall thruster identical to those that will propel NASA's Psyche spacecraft, which is set to launch in August 2022 and travel to the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. And this gets cut off, unfortunately, the rest of the article. But this is advanced propulsion, right? Is this what this is? The quiet electric propulsion that's going to send this out into space. I don't know. Pretty cool stuff. Wait till where they're going to just announce warp drives or some shit, right? They'll be like, oh, by the way, let's just squeak this through the news cycle. More advanced propulsion that we're using that we haven't really talked about. Yeah. Anyway, more cool stuff. Let's go. This is not. Let's say this is less cool stuff. Let's do this. All right. So we'll go here. This is from the Anchorage Daily News. And can somebody explain to me the reasoning behind things like this? Anchorage man illegally purchased walrus tusks and head mount in undercover sting, federal charges say. Yeah, and so Uzi Levi, owner of Levi Car Rental and Sales on Dowling Road, was charged with 2 violations of the Marine Mammal Protection Act for purchases of 6 walrus tusks for $300 and a walrus head mount for $500. Under the Marine Mammal Protection Act, the endangered Pacific walruses cannot be sold, purchased, transported, or exported for anything other than public display, scientific research, or enhancing its species survival, the charging documents say. However, there is an exemption in the act for Alaska Native people to take the walruses for subsistence or selling handicrafts and clothing. All right. So anyway, this is like I said. Can anybody explain to me? I just don't get it. Is a trophy on your wall so valuable that you have to have it, that you're going to murder like endangered species? I mean, again, right? Like I'm open to being wrong here, but it seems unfortunate. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, somebody please tell me the motivation. I don't understand. I completely just don't get it. It's what makes it. This is what one more reason why we can't have nice things, guys. How's everybody doing out there? I see you in the chat. How's everybody? Test 1 2. Can anybody hear me? Does anybody give a shit? How about that? That's, well, not about this, just about me and my blabbering on Saturday. It's Saturday, by the way, which is usually not the time we do this show, but I had to duck it yesterday because, well, there were things afoot, and they had to be taken care of. So here we go. Here's another one. This is pretty interesting, as you would expect, right? In the wake of the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, we have The Atlantic going back to what they do and shitting on half the country. The headline here is "The Terrifying Future of the American Right. What I Saw at the National Conservatism Conference" by David Brooks. And there you go. I'm not even going to read this because I'm sure it's come totally spot on and 100% accurate, right? Because how could you go wrong by literally just maligning half the country, right? I mean, that's fine. I'm sure that's fine, right? The terrifying future of the American right. So let's. I'm sure we could probably find something similar talking about the terrifying future of the American left, right? It just won't get pushed into the news cycles and stuff because they don't want you to believe that. They don't want you to believe that. But like I said, politically, that's both ways, hell in a handbasket, because they don't have our best interest at heart, and it's always been like that, at least in my lifetime, and probably the lifetime prior to that. So I can't speak for that, but, well, what can I do? I can only speak for my lifetime. And it sure seems like the political stuff that's happening out there is not what should be happening. And don't ask me to play mini dictator and tell you what should be happening, because you already know yourself, and that's that. All right, where are we at time-wise? I think we're good. Let's get one more word from our sponsor, which is you. By the way, if you've subbed up to Twitch, thank you very much. Or, of course, Rockfin or Patreon or anywhere else. If you listen to the podcast feed, that helps a ton, too. Pennies turn into dimes, dimes turn into dollars. I appreciate that very much. And the thing is this. If you've subbed up on Twitch, in particular, using Amazon Prime or otherwise, Amazon Prime in particular, it drops at the end of the month, so you have to re-up it. So just a reminder that if you have done that, then don't forget to re-sub up. Appreciate it very much. Here's the blurb, and then we'll finish this up.
Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us.
All right, let's keep on trucking. We've got CNET.com reports this, and this is pretty hot. I mean, if we're going to be doing anything, right, we may as well be doing this. This is black holes slamming into the moon could end the dark matter debate. And so, interestingly, this is interesting to me anyway, is dark matter, right? It's one of those things where they're still even arguing whether it exists at all and what it means and all the rest of this stuff, how it's holding, the galactic structure of multiple galaxies across the universe in place or together or all the rest of this stuff. It seems to be like a invisible skeletal structure that's kind of keeping things just so. Here we go. The universe could house black holes smaller than atoms, and they may have left their fingerprints on the moon. Interesting. Is this coming to a Troubled Mind show near you? Maybe not. We'll see. I think I'm going to do Kyle Rittenhouse on Monday. What do you guys think? You want to do that? A whole show on Kyle Rittenhouse and the trial? No, I'm just kidding. totally just kidding. Anyway, let's see. Circa 14 billion years ago, when the universe's clock began to tick, space was still a tight, blazing hot, frenzied packet of cosmic stuff. Stars were yet to shine, planets hadn't been born, and jittery particles of every shape and size were zipping around at random. It was chaos. I love how they know this, right? They know this. But somewhere amid the lawlessness in between spirals of stardust, a few minuscule, unstable, and hyperdense pockets of flaming matter might have collapsed. And if they did, scientists believe they would have dotted the early universe with clusters of black holes even smaller than atoms. Of course, there you go. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so the theory is exactly like we just said. Black holes, right? The universe could house black holes smaller than atoms, and they may have left their fingerprints on the moon. So they talk about this as it goes. It's pretty good stuff. I encourage you to read it if you're interested. If not, that's fine, don't. And but the link is there. So the thing is, though, is if this is the case, right, and we're talking about black holes smaller than atoms, this is actually the gravity signature that's missing out there in the cosmos, which they're trying to attribute to, of course, dark matter. So this is still a mystery, an open mystery that people are trying to figure out, and maybe we'll call this, we'll drink some maybe juice and consider maybe. Maybe's fine by me. All right, let's keep on rolling here. This one's for Kelly. Actually, this one's for Daryl. Is Daryl out there? This one's for Daryl, and from Kelly on Discord. By the way, if you want to share an actual a news story or a show idea, just join the Discord or send me an email. You can reach me at troubledmindsradio@gmail.com or join the Discord, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link and you get you a direct invite. Lots of fine people in there. Lots of fine chats going on with not just text and, like I always say, photographs and sharing links and ideas, and also voice chat. People hop in voice just like this, like we're talking right now. And yeah, you'll find me in there from time to time chopping it up. So the thing is that we had a conversation the other night, which is hilarious, which featured Daryl and Tam Bam, and we were discussing the size and shape of penises. And so, well, why not? Why not? And it was a pretty funny conversation, as you would expect, because the many jokes were had by all. And here we go. This is from Mel Magazine. And yeah, now, can CRISPR engineer a species of men with honkin' dicks? Honkin' dicks. Well, there you go. Just in case, you got the little ones and the big ones and the ones in betweens. Well, now imagine this. It's being used to edit, CRISPR is being used to edit out problematic genes for everything from Alzheimer's to blindness. Why not use it to snip out the genes that prevent men from having 12-inch dongs too? I wanted to do this just so I could say honkin' dicks. Honkin' dicks. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So Reddit's Shower Thoughts has long been a repository for the many latent enigmas of masculinity. So it shouldn't... Oh, jokes. So it shouldn't be surprising that the forthcoming gene editing revolution got one poster there to contemplate the big picture. Quote, once CRISPR becomes safe for public use, one of the first genetic traits to disappear will be below average penis sizes, they predicted all the way back in 2017. And yeah, big ol' honkin'. So the thing is this, right? Well, we'll get to that in a sec. So yes, instead of the myriad congenital diseases that could be eradicated from the human species by genetic therapy, the faulty strands of DNA that increase the risk of Alzheimer's, Huntington's, and cystic fibrosis, the particular Redditor inevitably retreated deep into their most fundamental insecurities. Of course, right? Because if you ponder about bigger penises, it means you must have a tiny penis, right? Okay, all right. Anyway, after all, there is no faster path to a man's soul than it. Okay, anyway, there we go. So not only is this sort of a hit piece on males, well, okay, fine, but it's also, well, how could this go wrong? How could this go wrong? So imagine, come with me on a journey. Okay, let's do the Rod Serling for just a sec. Consider, if you will, a future where all men had at least 12-inch penises. What do you think the implications may be? Come with me on a journey into the Twilight Zone. All right. So anyway, what would that look like? And it reminded me of the conversation we had the other night. We were joking it up and having a good laugh. What's up? Shout out to Daryl. Had the joke of the night. And it was fantastic. And so here we go. Right? How could this go wrong? Right? It's like, yeah, how could it go wrong? If everybody had a 12-inch cock, how could this go wrong? Right? Well, all right. Let's let's explore, shall we? Let's explore. Here we go. This is from the New York Post. Yep, you'll never believe this. Man with world's biggest penis stuns host with explicit pic. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Robert, when will this CRISPR dick thing be available? Asking for a friend. Exactly. All right. So now, imagine. Into the Twilight Zone we go. We have the man with the world's biggest penis stuns a host with explicit pic. Now, this is the crazy part. So there's no dick pics here, so don't worry. No, this is not. This is still sort of quasi-safe for work-ish. A man who claims to have the world's biggest penis has stunned breakfast TV hosts by showing them an explicit picture live on air. According to New York actor Jonah Falcon, his penis measures 13.5 inches when erect and has an 8-inch diameter. 8-inch. Do I have a ruler around here? Holy shit. Okay, right? All right. How could this? We're gonna file this under how could this go wrong? If you CRISPR'd everybody's penis to be supercharged, big ol' honking dicks. Here we go. For some reason, quote, this is the guy talking about it. For some reason, having 13 plus inches means I'm a bad person, or I'm egotistical, or I'm a porn star, or I'm dumb, or I'm a slut, he told Britain's This Morning host Philip and Josie. Also, I'm sick and tired of having people wanting me to measure it in front of them. I've done it 10,000 times. Enough already. All right, there we go. So anyway, as we've digressed into the penis realm, I just want to let you know that this is because CRISPR, right? It started with that other CRISPR article of what if we made all of men's penises 12 inches or greater. Well, here's where you have problems. This is where the world gets. All right, check this out. This is nuts. So let's see. And so you see this guy. He has to wear like super loose clothing, right? You can see that. There you go. There's your explicit sort of pic. He has to wear loose clothes because Anyway, so check this out. He says, while Falcon said being well endowed has helped him sleep with celebrities, there are downsides, like being stopped at airport security when they spotted it hanging down his leg. Quote, once I had it hanging halfway to my leg and they asked me if I had a tumor, which I think would be someone's first thought if they saw, he said. Let's see. I've learned if I'm going through security and things to ball it up a bit so it looks like a round mass. God help me if I get an erection. If I do that, my testicles are proportionally large. All right, so there you go. You want how could this go wrong? And you think you get patted down now at airport security? Well, there you go. So I don't know. Tell your friend Robert this may not be the best thing, even though I'm just saying. Anyway, I thought it was funny. I thought it was a nice throwback to our conversation there. I thought it would make Daryl chuckle, and I had a good time when I saw this article as well. I was like, oh, this fits everything perfectly. The conversation we had the other night, Kelly's CRISPR penis story, and, well, what it would look like if every man had a honkin' dick. And here you go. Welcome to the world we live in. All right, let us continue, shall we? Let's go to livescience.com. All right, there you go. There you go. If you can't laugh at yourself, you shouldn't be laughing at anybody else. Here we go. All right, so weird quantum effect that can turn matter invisible, finally demonstrated. This is weird. The technique can be used to stop information loss from quantum computers. Sweet. Check this out. Weird quantum effect that was predicted decades ago has finally been demonstrated. If you make a cloud of gas cold and dense enough, you can make it invisible. Scientists at the MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, used lasers to squeeze and cool lithium gas to densities and temperatures low enough that it scattered less light. If they can cool the cloud even closer to absolute zero, which would be minus 459.67 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 273.15 Celsius for you metric types, or the Celsius types. Is that metric? No, I don't think it is it? They say it will become completely invisible. Let's see. Oddly enough, right? So Canadians measure in inches, but they use the Celsius. I don't know. I'm confused. Anyway, let's continue. What we've observed is one of the very special and simple form of polyblocking, which is that it prevents an atom from what all atoms would naturally do, scatter light. Senior study author Wolfgang Ketterl, a professor of physics at MIT, said in a statement, "This is the first clear observation that this effect exists, and it shows a new phenomenon in physics." All right. New physics shit. always makes me happy, especially if it doesn't have to do with honking dicks. You know what I'm saying? There you go, Daryl. Oh my God, would become an instant lesbian. There it is. There it is. All right, here we go. Let's continue, shall we? If you want to be part of the show, you guys know the drill. 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. Again, if you have ideas for future shows or articles you want to share that we can talk about on this show, I'd love to have them. TroubledMindsRadio at Gmail, or just join the Discord link. Click the Discord link at troubledminds.org. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Another one bites the dust, maybe, because like I said, it seems to me more and more they're conditioning us. Look at this. Massive asteroid to zoom past Earth this weekend. This is from 9 hours ago. Look, I can find one every week, guys, at least one every week, where this is the damn headline, right? Something similar. A huge asteroid is expected to hurtle past Earth on Sunday, according to NASA, and is said to be 3 times bigger than Big Ben. Oh. Traveling at a whopping 18,000 miles an hour, the Apollo-class asteroid called 3361 Orpheus is 984 feet wide and is currently on the U.S. Space Agency's Close Approach list. All right, the Close Approach list. This is because NASA class near-Earth object, the NEO, as anything within 120 million miles of our planet as asteroids and comets which have been nudged by the gravitational attraction of nearby planets into orbits that allow them to enter the Earth's neighborhood. Blah, 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 blah. This is crazy, right? This is one of those, whatever this is, massive asteroid zoom past Earth. Again. Do you feel like more and more like they're conditioning us? I feel like that's what's happening here. Like, they want us to just be numb to this. Does anybody else see these in the news cycles, or is it just me because I click on them every time? That could be, right, the sort of that feedback cycle where they're like, oh, this idiot clicks on all the asteroids, so we're going to send him all the asteroids, right? That could be it. But is anybody else seeing these in the news cycles every single week? It's crazy. Like, I used to joke about it that it was like, once a month, a couple times a month, right? But now it's literally every freaking week there's an article like this. And I shit you not, look at the thing right there. It says 10 hours ago. This is not old. This is not old. This is brand spanking new. And maybe I'm the sucker. Maybe they just keep feeding me these articles, and but just curious again, Rick, because you get stuck in those feedback loops of the technocrats telling you what you need to see and hear. So maybe I'm that sucker, and they just keep feeding him to me because they're like, this idiot, and I'm like, this idiot doesn't click on ads. So who's the sucker now? Anyway, all right. So as we finish this up, and what's up, Alien Echan? How you doing? Or is this the mothership? Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't know. You tell me. All right, we got one more here. Oh, we already did that, actually. Henry Ruggs and the fatal crash. Okay, I guess that winds it out. That means we're done. It does sell commercials, right? I think that's it. So, all right, so what we'll do, again, so we haven't scheduled the actual stream with Algorithm yet, Mike in Colorado, but we will, and that probably happening next weekend, I would assume, unless we can squeak it out tomorrow, which is short notice, but hey, maybe we do. I'll get with Mike, and we'll see if we can set up a date for an extra bonus stream with Mike. That's Algorithm on YouTube, and you can find, I'll put his link in the description here to actually, let's find this. Let's do this right now because Mike's a good dude, and he's doing good work over there. We need good people doing good work, don't we? And he's one of them, in my opinion. So here we go. Let's look at this. Let's find Algorithm. I'll link it. See what I did there? Algorithm, RYTHM, just like it sounds, Algorithm, and nope, of course it scrolls him down some ways because technocrats gonna technocrat. But here we go. Here's Mike's follow that, and that's where we will be on a stream coming near you. So we'll have a bonus stream with myself and Mike of the Algorithm channel, and cool. So as we finish, thanks again for understanding as we had to bump this to Saturday instead of doing this on Friday, and we'll be back. So I will announce like crazy if we end up doing a stream tomorrow, or let's see, tonight. Dare I say? He's in Colorado. It's a little short notice on that. I'm not going to try and twist his arm. Maybe tomorrow, let's say maybe, more likely next weekend sometime. So what we're going to do is we'll figure that out and we'll let you know. And there's another bonus stream to look forward to. Otherwise, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Troubled Minds Radio at 7 p.m. Pacific. And we're doing our thing, hanging out. We don't do it here on Twitch. We do it on, of course, Rockfin, DLive, YouTube, and Twitter, and broadcast on the Fringe FM. So there it is. There's all that, all the things happening. And so this show, Troubled Minds News, will be back on Monday, 3 p.m. Pacific, if everything goes to plan. The thing I tried to get done on Friday, I couldn't get done because I had to wait in line at the DMV. You guys know how that goes, waiting in line at the DMV. Like South Park does skits on it, and like 16 hours later, you're starving, and there's nowhere to go because you've got your number, and you've got number 8,748, and they're still calling numbers in the 6,000s. Yeah, so maybe juice for a show tonight. You want a show tonight? Let's see. We could, I guess. What's up? How's everybody? Okay, so we're going to get out of here. So anyway, thing is, all of those things. We'll be back doing our thing. And if anything changes, by the way, join the Discord. As Ash said when he showed up here, that was Ash, by the way. He said, cool, man, that events thing worked. It popped and said there's an event happening. So I'm going to put the coming up stream in the events on Discord. So if you have not joined the Discord yet, I would hope that you have, because we talk about the notifications, the technocrats playing games with the algorithms to suppress things, right? And again, I'm not even revolutionary, really, to be perfectly honest. This whole Troubled Minds thing is not right. We're not telling anybody to take a bat and get a CIA badge and beat the shit out of anybody, right? It's in my opinion, it's strictly a nonviolence thing, and that's it, and that's what we should do, and that's my take on that, and that's that. So anyway, we're not dangerous, but they're trying to suppress the things we say. And so as a result, well, you can join the Discord, and there's events in there, the events tab, and it'll pop up and say, bing, there's a Troubled Mind stream going on right now, and you won't miss it. So there you go. An actual way to circumvent all of the YouTube and all the Facebook and all the other BS. I'll just schedule it on Discord, and Discord will send you a notification that goes, bing, Troubled Minds is live. So if you don't want to miss it, check that out. Join the Discord, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link, and there you go. Easy as that. Okay, so there we go. We're done. We're finished. Let's play some music and get the hell out of here. Super, super special thanks, heart emojis, hugs, to the folks that have subbed up to this channel, not just here on Twitch, but of course on Rockfin, on Patreon, people that just put on like an old Troubled Mind show while you're cooking dinner or something. It helps. There's a ton of ton of content on the podcast feed. If you guys haven't seen it, tons of old shows. I'm pretty sure most of you haven't seen all the old shows. So it does help if you just play a podcast while you're doing something. Like I said, pennies turn to dimes, dimes turn to dollars, and I appreciate that very much. And so if you want to help and you don't want to spend anything at all, just listen to an old podcast feed, and anywhere. That's iTunes, that's going to be Spotify, that'll be anything like that, Stitcher, or wherever else, wherever you like to get your podcasts. So there you go. Yeah, that's a free way you can help the show, and I appreciate that so much. So again, special thanks to all the folks who have actually subbed up to all the other channels. I appreciate that. Thank you for hearing the message. And the message is, just to make sure we're completely clear, so the assholes out there can't twist anything I said. Well, racism is bad, and nonviolence is the way to be. And I think we can change the world with thoughts and ideas, and that's the way we go. So as we finish, happy Saturday to you all. Thank you for being patient with me, for getting the schedule together and taking care of the DMV line as they kicked me out and said, sorry, we don't do that here. I'm like, really? So I may have to go back Monday. We'll see. My driver's license is about to expire, and that's a bad thing. So anyway, as we finish winding this down, thank you. Appreciate you guys listening. I'll see you all in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Don't worry about those big old honking dicks. They're a thing of a dystopian future, hopefully a long ways away. And thanks for listening. And as we wrap it, who else do I need to mention? What's up, guys? Let's see. What's up? Indigo Child says, but surely the idea of violence is the current zeitgeist. Exactly. That's my point. And so, oddly enough, right, after they press it in the mainstream media, violence actually, it's fine if it's sanctioned. But if I step one way out of line, right, they're going to come get me. They're going to take me away. You see? So I don't know. Point being is that the world is indeed upside down. So thank you guys for listening. Thanks for being part of this. Thanks for caring. That's the most important thing. Thanks for caring, and have a fantastic one. Happy Saturday. Join the Discord if you have not, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link, and you'll see. You won't miss any of the shows. You'll get all the notifications. So there we go. Coming to oops, that's the wrong button. Coming to a Troubled Minds near you. Have a great one, guys. We'll see you soon. Have a fantastic evening. Happy Saturday.